Hey, it's Black Vader once again. It's been a while since I've read the code or done anything in relation to the code, but we're back at it once more, and we're gonna continue to be constructive and be on code. So today I'm still reading Area 1 Economics. I hope you guys are having a great Black History Month, becoming constructive and doing the things that need to be done towards your own futures and protecting yourselves and making sure you're safe and just being a courteous person and a person with well and good intentions. So, yes, let's just be constructive and let's keep it going. So, Area 1 Economics. I'm going to be speaking about uh, what's the best and correct process for seeking happiness. This is starting on page 70 of Neely Fuller Code. You can also get it at producejustice.com. And let's go. What is the best and correct process for seeking happiness? Answer. During the existence of white supremacy, racism, and according to compensatory counter-racist logic, it is best and correct to seek happiness by directly and indirectly using all of your time and energy thinking, speaking, and acting to replace the system of white supremacy, racism, with the system of justice, balance between people. In a world dominated by non-just and non-correct activity, happiness happens in moments that are relatively few and mostly unforeseen. When seeking happiness, do not be disappointed if you are not happy at the time, the place, or because your involvement with the persons, creatures, or things that you thought would bring you happiness. Explanation. Happiness happens. According to compensatory logic, there is no way for a person to know for sure when, where, or why he or she will be so-called happy. Happiness comes in moments. Happiness, most of the time, is an experience that happens at a time and place that involves circumstances that were neither planned nor expected. Happiness comes in moments. Happiness, most of the time, is an experience that happens at a time and place that involves circumstances that were neither planned nor predicted. According to compensatory logic, it is best and correct for a person to make the most constructive use of all happy moments that he or she has the opportunity to experience. It is best and correct to enjoy and pay attention to the details of all happy moments as they happen. When these moments are no longer happiness, seek to enjoy the memories of those happy moments. Be willing to be ready to receive happy moments again. Do not think that those happy moments will always happen when you think that they should. Happiness happens most often when you least expect it, even when planned. When someone or something helps to make you happy and then disappoints you, remember whenever it was that you were happy. Remember all of the moments in your entire existence that you were most happy and most pleased, and use those moments as a way of being happy again. Use those memories to reenact those moments each day. No one understands that happy moments are rare and precious, and memory gives them lasting value. The exact moment that something is not happening, it can only be a vision or a memory. Tell yourself the truth about the things or situations that truly make you happy. Think about the events that are most likely to provide you with the memories that will be the most enjoyable and the longest lasting. Do those things that will provide you with memories that produce constructive results or that helps to solve problems without producing more problems. No one understands that sometime in the future, your pleasant memories are likely to be the most comforting thing that you will personally possess. Do not take a vacation or wait for a vacation. Make a vacation. Make one every day wherever you happen to be. I'm sorry, I gotta underline this. Make a vacation and make one every day wherever you happen to be. Do something that will constructively stimulate and freshen your mind and body. For instance, sit quietly and think constructive thoughts. Write a plan for future constructive activity. Engage in some constructive physical work of your choice. Read in a relaxed manner some writings that will give you constructive information. Engage in constructive conversation. Engage in sexual intercourse, but no more than 2 times every 7 days. Quietly look and see, and quietly listen to and hear the sights and sounds of all things around you: people, plants, animals, water, etc. Ask yourself and others why everything is what it is, and for what ultimate purpose. Notes: study your immediate surroundings. Learn to recognize the value of many of the very simple things that are near to you. Avoid using unnecessary time, energy, and materials to go great distances readily attained where you are. Avoid thinking that what is distant is necessary, more valuable than what is near. Learn to see value in much that is very simple and very near. Study ways to make constructive use of what is simple, near, and of previously unseen value. Think about and seek to appreciate that many gifts that you now possess, eyes to see that many great and wonderful things that you may often ignore. Eyes are relatively small objects, but they are great windows that do a great service to you in your connection with all creation. Ears to hear that many great, wonderful, and often pleasing sounds. Ears to hear that many great, wonderful, and often pleasing sounds that are available to you. Your ability to feel and smell the things that allow you to experience that which is pleasing to the taste. Water, air, sunshine. The ability to enjoy many sights, sounds, or feelings that are immediately available every minute of every day, without having to ask for them or using much time or energy seeking them. A tree leaf, a bird in flight, a cloud in the distance. The ability to imagine, to see pictures in your mind, to produce by your brain and spirit, to see your hair and the hair of others as never ugly, to walk, to run, to simply move according to your will. Try to make each and every interaction that you experience with each and every person an interaction that is both pleasant and constructive. Experience the value of being in the presence of trees, flowers, grass, sun and water, and soothing air. Experience the value of darkened clouds and steady rain. Experience the value of the silent music of things that do not move, as well as the sights and sounds of creatures of all kinds. Learn to recognize that the place where you are is often the best place for you to be when compared to some other place that you think you should be. According to compensatory logic, the correct place for a person to be is wherever that person is best willing and able to think, speak, and act in a manner that is most constructive in all areas of activity, including economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war/counter-war. Is it correct to be prepared to travel great distances? If so, for what purpose? Answer: try to be prepared to travel great distances, but avoid doing so except for special and constructive material gain, special and constructive learning, emergencies, and or to help others who are most in need of constructive help. Do the following in regards to so-called holidays. Study, write, and or exchange views about ways and methods of replacing white supremacy, racism, with a system of justice, balance between people. 2. Make no debts. 3. Pay as many debts as you can. Give something of constructive value to something in need. Spend money only to acquire something that is of constructive value that you absolutely must have in order to accomplish a constructive purpose. Buy at least one item of constructive value from a non-white person and pay at the time that you buy. Think about and give thanks to the source of all things by using all that you have received for a constructive purpose. Money. How long is this joint? 11:11. I got time. I always have time. Money. To the best of your ability, practice trading, exchanging information, labor, materials, etc., without using and or without directly depending on the use of money, whose distribution or value is directly or indirectly dominated by racist man and racist woman, white supremacists collectively. Make a habit of saving some part of all monies that regularly comes into your possession. To save regularly helps you prevent waste. It helps a person to be better prepared for emergencies and for opportunities. According to compensatory logic, there are only 3 major ways of gaining so-called capital: inventing and or providing something that is wanted or needing, robbing and or stealing, asking, requesting, and or begging for someone who has capital. The only constructive choice that most non-white people have is the third one. Is this statement true or false? If in all money matters, it is true. Because if number one, like, if you make some that can always be stolen and are robbed by white and or non-white, so you might as well just ask for it. That's all you can do. In all money matters, do the following. Avoid doing anything to acquire money or to use money in a manner that does not serve a constructive purpose. Use money, but do not worship it. I repeat, use money, but do not worship it. Use money as a precision tool that can only be necessary to accomplish a constructive purpose. Do not steal anything, rob anyone, take or use anything owned by others without the permission of the owner. Save some of all portions of money that comes into your possession. Expect the white supremacist racists to cause you not to be able to do with money many of the things that you need to be done, and expect them to cause you to lose money and or lose the value of money through the use of deceit, confusion, and refined theft. During the existence of white supremacy, racism, avoid borrowing and or lending money except when necessary in order to accomplish a needed constructive purpose. Avoid lending non-white people money any more than you can afford to give them. Instead, try to help them make contact with white people who can help them get money. Avoid lending non-white people money any more than you can afford to give to them. Instead, help them to make contact with white people who can help them get money. Try and make sure, number 8, try to make sure that the more money you acquire, the less money you spend. That's really good. The more money I acquire, the less I spend. trying to make sure the less money you spend, the more money you invest to acquire more money. I'll read that again. Try to make sure that the less money you spend, the more money you invest to acquire more money. Do not invest more money than you can afford to lose. Notes. Hold on. Do not invest more money than you can afford to lose. Notes. During the existence of white supremacy, it is the white supremacists who are the functional masters of money, and it is the white supremacists who make the major decisions in regards to which non-white persons will have the money, how much they will have, and how they will come to have it, when they will have it, and when they can or cannot do with it while they have it, how much it will be worth when they use it. As long as white supremacists dominate and control you, money and the value of money, always blame the white supremacists for you not having enough money to survive and progress in constructive comfort. Avoid borrowing anything from anybody at any time. If you must borrow, try to borrow from white people rather from non-white people. Avoid lending a non-white person more money than you can afford to give him or her. Explanation. In a socio-material system dominated by white supremacist racism, white supremacists are the greatest producers of money. White supremacists are the masters of money. They are the only people who have enough money to lend. White people can better afford to take chances by making loans. Many white people can afford to take losses on loans made to non-white people, whereas non-white people can least afford to take losses on loans made to each other. In a socio-material system dominated by white supremacists, all non-white people are in a weak economic condition. None of them can afford to borrow from or lend to the other. In addition, because of white supremacy, non-white people are more likely to return what they borrow from white people than to borrow from me. More likely. Non-white people are more likely to return what they borrow from white people than what they borrow from each other. It's sort of like if you get in trouble in jail but you asked like you borrowed something from a prison mate, but it's gonna take you a little longer to get that back from your prison mate or something, compared to you giving it back to like the bailiff or something, because you're gonna get in real trouble. I guess the trouble factor or something. But under white supremacy, many people who are classified as non-white are extremely insecure. They tend to not return what they borrow unless they are forced to do so, therefore to minimize conflict. Under white supremacy, many white people who are classified as non-white are extremely insecure. They tend to not return what they borrow unless they are forced to do so, Therefore, to minimize conflict, it is better to give a non-white person that which you can afford to give. Avoid lending. By doing so, you will not only help to minimize conflict and animosity between non-white people, but also help minimize honesty, and the tendency to steal. If you give money, give only for constructive purpose. If you lend only what you know you can afford to lose. If you lose what you lend, do not speak or act with animosity or seek to punish those whom you voluntarily made a loan to that they did not repay. Explanation. Conflict between people should be avoided. Lending and borrowing anything often promotes conflict. Non-white people who are subject to white supremacy do not have any control over the value of the money in their possession, nor do they have any major control over the time, place, and circumstance that determines when, where, and how much, by whom, and what purpose money is exchanged, moved, valued, or devalued. Racist man and racist woman, white supremacists collectively generally prefer that their victims, non-white people, borrow money or lend money. They prefer this because they know that such lending and borrowing among the victim's race, the subject, is likely to promote conflict, animosity, fighting, loss of confidence, and or loss of possession. Sometimes the result of lending or borrowing is death. Any people that possess money, any people may possess money. Many people may possess money. The masters of the people who possess money and those who rule over a people who possess money will also make laws for the ways that those people use that money and will be used by that money. It is correct to all people who possess money that they can learn the different ways that money can be used, should and should not be used, and how it can be used. When you need money, ask white people for it. And when you get money, buy what you need in order to help you do those constructive things, help you do those things of constructive value. As long as white supremacy exists, white people are the direct source of all money and the direct source of the value of money. As long as white supremacy exists, squabbles about money are extremely destructive to non-white people. It is better for non-white people to get money directly by asking white people than to destructively complain to non-white people about the money non-white people do not have. As long as white supremacy exists, all serious concerns about money should be directed to white people. The white supremacists have among them white people who have large amounts of money. That's a fact. There's no way around it. What is the best and correct thing to say about those non-white people who have accumulated large amounts of money during the existence of white supremacy, racism? Do not criticize any people who accumulate any amount of money. When talking about money, always say that during the existence of white supremacy, it is best and correct to use money in a manner that helps to replace white supremacy, racism, with justice, balance between people. Do not, however, criticize those non-white people who choose not to use their money for that purpose. Criticize a white supremacist, racist man, and racist woman collectively. Practice buying only those things that you need in order to accomplish something of constructive value and need all that you buy. Before buying something, ask yourself, how will the things I am going to buy help me to think, speak, and act more effectively to end white supremacy and or replace white supremacy with justice? Do not accuse any non-white people of being the blame for any of your economic problems. In a socio-material system dominated by racism, white supremacy, the white supremacists are to blame for all problems involving people who are subject to them. As long as white supremacy exists, expect to be cheated, either directly or indirectly, in all major arrangements that involve money or trade. Be prepared to experience harmful loss. Be prepared for major promises to be made to you that will not be kept. And a system of white supremacy cannot exist without deception, dishonesty, trickery, cheating, robbery, swindling, etc. Do not be confused when and if white people who are racist suspects, suspected white supremacists allow some or many non-white people to acquire comfort, convenience, and or large amounts of money. White supremacists, racist men and racist women collectively function as a racist royalty. While function as a racist royalty, many white supremacists sometimes choose to present their subjects, non-white people, with comfort, convenience, and groom care that they sometimes give their favorite pets or their favorite creatures of entertainment, possessions. When is something constructively yours? Only when you are making constructive use of that something. Ask yourself and others the following questions as they pertain to values and our possessions. What was your most prized possession worth when you were not touching it, feeling it, looking at it, or thinking about it? Do you at that time have it? 2. Do you at that time possess it? Actually, yeah. I think I'm done. I'm gonna stop right there. I went over money, and next I'll just continue, and we're just gonna go into possessions. It just goes over basically just begging, bro. We're at that stage where we gotta beg through different means and different styles. You know, we all got GoFundMe, Cash App, all type of stuff. But you know, everyone's begging for money somehow, some way. Even when we have a job, we're begging for money. So like, if you tell me to sweep the floor, and I sweep the floor for $5, I'm doing it with that agreement with you, and you're making me do something I probably don't want to do for $5, even if it is for $5 a little area. You know, that's not really my true will. It's just something I'm doing for that $5. So everyone's begging for something, and even just like, you know, we just gotta replace the system. That's all I'm saying. Like, comment, subscribe. It's Black Vader. You know, we're doing things here. I'm trying one step at a time. Give you guys some constructive stuff by reading the code by Neely Fullers. I just want to say thank everyone for just continuing to read, be with me doing this, and let's continue to keep going. I'm still learning. So is everyone else who's with me. And if you're watching this, you're here for a reason. And somehow I'm doing this right. Okay. So thank you guys. And God bless everyone. I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day week. Yeah, so thank you guys. God bless everyone. Peace.